Hello, I'm your host Jo Linsdell and welcome to today's webinar. Now I'm not going to bore you with more details about who I am and what I do because, well, you all probably know that I am the brains behind Promo Day, and you will definitely have heard about all my various different best-selling books, award-winning blogs and all the rest during today's event. So just go snoop around the forums, check out the Hangouts, look me up on Twitter, and you'll find everything you need to know. You can also go to my website, which is jolinsdell.com. So without further ado, let's get on to today's hot topic. Now today I'm here to talk to you about Google Plus Hangouts. Now Google Plus launched in June 2011 and became the fastest growing social network in history. Yeah. It reached 25 million users in less than 30 days. Yeah, I know, and it's continuing to grow at a super fast rate too. Now, whilst you're probably thinking, great, another social network, Google Plus has some excellent features which make it ideal for writers. Easily the most powerful feature on Google Plus is the Hangouts. Now, Hangouts are live video chats. The simple video conferencing feature means that you can start an event with just a few clicks and invite people to join you. The potential of Hangouts is huge, especially as you can sync your event to upload directly to your YouTube account, meaning you can broadcast in real time, both on Google Plus and on YouTube, and share it on other sites as well. Now you can even embed the video of your Hangout into your website or blog. Yeah. This is big news, people. Anyway, we'll take a closer look at how you can do all of that later on, with some ideas as well about the sort of Hangouts that you can do. But first, let's take a closer look at how you set up a Hangout. Okay, setting up a Hangout is actually super easy. Now, if you go to your Google Plus page, okay, you're logged into your account. If you scroll down on the sidebar on your left-hand side, you will see Hangout. You just click on that, and then up on the right, you will see a little button that says Start Hangout. Click there. Okay, next we'll bring up this kind of page. Where you will see the headshots of all the various different friends that you have which are online at the moment. You will also see yourself in a little image down the bottom in the video, and you will have all the information on the left hand side for actually setting up your Hangout. Okay, so let's take a closer look at that setting up the Hangout. Now here you have the information where you can put in for the people you want to invite. You can also put in the name of your Hangout. We'll talk about that more in a minute. And the all-important little box to enable Hangouts on Air. Now Hangouts on Air is where you can broadcast your Hangout live to your YouTube account. So if you want to do that, just click on that little box and press the OK. Now, like I just said, you want to name your Hangout. So this is the part that you need to go to. Name this Hangout. This will give you a more professional look, help it immediately show up better in search results. It will also identify the Hangout to people who are looking up the list of Hangouts online to see if they actually want to join in or just watch it. So have a good name for your Hangout anyway, and insert that in that box there. Okay, right here you have a little option which is very important if you're going to be doing readings from, for example, erotica, or you're going to be having a bit of an X-rated conversation. Be responsible and restrict it so that minors cannot join in your Hangout. Okay, so you have that option there, and that will just block them from being able to access. Here you can also pick the language for your Hangout. This will make it easier for people selecting what Hangouts they want to participate in, but it will also help with the automatic transcript that we're going to place on YouTube later. So pick your language there. You obviously don't want to limit your Hangout to just the 9 people participating. You want everyone on Google Plus and everywhere else on the web to see it too, which you can do by live streaming your Hangout to YouTube. Now this can be done in 2 ways. either by clicking on the on-air option that I pointed out before, or by starting the Hangout directly from your YouTube channel. You can then embed the video on your blog, website, and share it to all social media sites like Twitter and Facebook, etc. Now, something I do want to point out here now is that you'll want to verify your account to make sure that your Hangout doesn't get cut off. That's right, YouTube gives you a 15 minutes limit if your account is not verified. Now, when signing up for a YouTube account, you may be asked to provide a phone number for account verification. They then just send you an verification code via voicemail or SMS, which you then insert, and that will lift your limit and you will have unlimited time for your Hangouts. Another way to create more buzz about your Hangout is to set up an event page for it. Now, you can do this very easily on Google+. You might also want to set up an event page for it on Facebook too, but as we're talking Google+, I'll just take you through the how-tos of how to do it here. Okay, basically go to the events in your left-hand column on your Google+ account page. There you'll find events, and you will also find the button up there on the right where you can set up the event. When creating an event, this is basically the page that you come up with. You can change the theme to find one that fits your event nicely. That's the image banner that goes at the top there. You also have all these various different boxes where you can insert the various different information about your event. As you can see, there's the date and name for the event and things like that there. If you go to the event options, that little tab there, then you can actually pull up more details that you can insert there as well. So I suggest that you do that, because then you can insert the website and things like that as well. These things really do make a difference, and they can really help push your event. So anyway, this is the image of what you will come up with there on the page. You can set your time zone and everything else there, and then you will have an event page on Google+ as well to promote your Hangout. Okay, now let's take a look at how you can power up your Hangout with these really cool applications. Yep, that's right. Inside of the Hangouts you have various different applications that you can use to spice things up and make things more interesting. They're also very, very useful for certain types of Hangouts. Now, the Hangout Toolbox. This super cool application has a few useful features, but by far the best is that it lets you add a lower third to your Hangout screen. Now, a lower third is that banner at the bottom of the screen with your logo, name, and title or website URL showing. Not only does it give your Hangout a more professional look, but it also serves as marketing space. Okay, for example, if I was to do a chat with another children's author or illustrator, I would use one that featured the cover art of one of my children's books, and make sure that it also had a link to my website, for example. For the purpose of Hangouts taking place during today's promo day event, I'll be using the one with the promo day logo and website on it. Okay, it's really simple, but it really does make a difference to your branding, and it takes it to a whole new level and also helps highlight your product. Hangouts Capture lets you capture your favorite Hangout moments so that you can save them and share them with others. The application lets you snap photos in your Hangout, and the photos taken are then shared with the other people invited to your Hangout via a post in the stream and a private photo collection. Now, you can use Hangouts Capture with some of the other Hangouts applications, including Google Effects. So, if you want to give yourself funny hats and things to make the photos a bit more fun, then you can do that as well. Okay, so basically you take your photos, you select the Capture app on the left side of your Hangout screen. Your friends in the Hangout will see a notification that you've opened the application. When you're ready to take a picture, you just click on the camera icon at the bottom of the Hangout window. You'll see a flash and hear a shutter noise when the photo is taken. The icon will turn red while they process your photo, and then green when you can take another photo. But anyway, this is a really cool way that you can actually take photos during your live video event. Okay, so taking it even closer to being like an in-person event. The chat application is a great application, especially when you're doing webinars, as it allows people to post comments without interrupting the presentation. It would also work very well for question and answer sessions as well. The YouTube application, you can actually watch YouTube videos together and use the chat application, for example, on the side to comment as you watch the video. Or you can pause the video and actually talk over it with audio if you want to. So for example, you're in the middle of doing an interview, you want to share about your book, so you share your video book trailer and watch it together whilst you're being interviewed, and have it show up during the actual hangout. Or maybe you're doing a presentation and you can then show a how-to video that you've already made to demonstrate what you're talking about during the actual webinar. So anyway, this is a very cool application that has very many uses to it. Next up we have SlideShare. Again, very useful if you're doing a webinar or another kind of presentation, because you can actually share your slideshow to watch during the hangout. So very cool, one definitely to take note of there. Now we have Kaku, which is an extremely user-friendly online drawing tool. Multiple users can edit the same diagram in real time, so you can have a real-time collaboration going on with your graphics there as well, which could come in useful. Google Drive is another useful tool. It gives you access to your Google files and it lets you edit them together online. So, for example, it can come in very handy if you're going to do a hangout with your editor, for example. You can actually edit together in real time on the video. You might not want to broadcast that hangout, but the option's there, and it's a good use of the software. Screen share. Now this one's pretty much self-explanatory. It lets you share a screen from on your computer. Now this can be very useful, for example, if you're doing a how-to presentation or webinar, because you can actually show people how to do something as you do it on your own computer. Obviously you can do other things with it as well. If you've become a bestseller on Amazon, for example, and it's currently showing on the website, you could hop over during an interview just to show people the proof that you're actually at the top of the charts. And obviously many other uses as well. So that's a good one to keep note of as well. Next up we have Symphonical, which is actually pretty much a digital whiteboard with post-it notes on it. Very useful, for example, for to-do lists or brainstorming, organizing meetings, maybe working out your blogging schedule, things like that, and obviously you share it during the hangout, so you're all on the same page. Okay, so that one could come in very handy as well. Okay, moving on, because we're short of time and I really want to give you as much stuff as possible. Let's take a look now at the types of hangouts that you can do. Now, this is basically a quick list that I've compiled for you, just to give you a few ideas, but this is really just a starting point for you. You're creative people. I'm sure you can come up with lots of other uses for the hangouts as well. But here we go to get you started. Webinars. Establish yourself as an expert in your niche and build on your author brand. So, do webinars. Panel discussions with experts. Get together a group of experts which are connected with your niche and do panel discussions. Question and answer sessions. Now, you can either do these as an open question and answer session where people can come and each of them get to ask you a question and you then answer it. Or you could do it as a group exercise where you take just one question and then each of you gives your own answer to that question. Book launches and giveaways. There you have a whole host of things that you can come up with, so I'll just leave that one to you for now. A talent show hangout. You know, this is great, for example, for poets, where you can all share a poem, or you could do it as like the book pimping sessions that will be happening later on today in promo day, you know, where each of you get to blast about your book and things, show off your talent there. You could also use it as a customer service portal. Now this is great for getting that contact with your readers and things there. If they have questions, for example, about the various different formats that the book's available in and things like that, you can actually get together and have a hangout about it and chat about it. Also excellent if you are a freelance writer, or you have a service which you offer, for example, doing cover design, illustrations, that kind of thing, then it can be a great way to reach out and actually connect with your clients doing that. You can have book club meetings where various different book clubs that there are around the world, a lot of them are actually online as well now. They would love to meet up and actually have an in-person hangout with you where they can discuss your work. Random readings. You can read from your book to the public like you would if you were going to go to an in-person event in a library, for example, where you do your reading from your book. Again, this can be done as a one-person gig, or you can get together and do it as a group gig, where you have a couple of you come together and read your books. Vlogging. Now, this is really hitting off, and with the fact that you can actually embed your YouTube videos in your other blogs and things like that as well, it really gets you more use for your content as well. So, you know, you can have your own little show there as well. You can set up a set time every month, every week, where you do a hangout and you have your own little online virtual show and your vlogging session. Hangout on the go. You want to spice things up, keep things interesting, then, you know, take your camera out with you and do a quick interview. If you're at a writing event, you know, grab someone and ask them a couple of questions, put them in front of the camera. You can do that. You can have then other people who are actually logged into the hangout. They can fire their own questions for the person as well. Or you can take them on a quick tour of where you're doing your book signing, for example, you know, a bit of a behind the scenes, so they can ask you questions and feel involved in the event there as well. So even if they can't actually make it to the area for that particular book signing or book reading, they still get to feel like they're part of it. You can do interviews. That was pretty self-explanatory. Virtual book signings. Now this is a really great one. What you might actually want to do is set up two cameras, so you have one that views the signing of the book and one that's on you, so people can actually see when you're doing the virtual signing. And also it's very good for having meetings with editors and other collaborators as well, and with all the different applications that there are that you can use, you can really have some in-depth meetings during your Hangouts. So there you go, that's a few things just to get you started. I'm sure you can come up with lots more by yourselves as well. Here you can see a couple of useful sites that have some useful resources that you can use during your Hangouts. I'm just going to leave that there, take a note, and see if you can use them at all. And now for some tips about using Google Plus Hangouts. Now, if you're not familiar with it, then give yourself time to practice. You can test out the features in private before going public. Yep, always best to prepare a little bit, get familiar with how things work before you go broadcasting across the world. Also, you might want to create a circle of people to invite. Now, one of the great things about Google Plus is that you can create circles of people to suit your needs. So having all the people you want to invite to your Hangout in one place makes sending out an invitation a lot easier. Also, if you're going to share documents during your Hangout, then you might want to prepare them ahead of time in Google Docs. Now this will help for quick and easy sharing during your actual Hangout. Also, another way that you can double up the power of your Hangout is by combining a live Hangout with a live Twitter chat. Okay, that means you have double the fun and double the impact. Okay, we're running out of time, so I'm just going to run through a few extra tips to help make your Hangouts run more smoothly and look more professional. Now, a few things that you should consider doing maybe is to organise a pre-Hangout with each participant to ensure that their internet connection, their webcam, their mic and their environment is good for the Hangout. Now, each of the Hangout participants should have a quiet environment without noise for the official Hangout. Okay, now the reason behind that is because the Hangouts will actually pick up on where the strongest noise is coming from. Now, what you want to happen is that the person who is speaking gets picked up on the microphone and will therefore show in the big screen on the Hangout. If one of the other participants has a noisy background going on, there's some banging around, people talking, various other things, then the video will actually keep swapping over to them, and that will take away from the person who's speaking. It will interrupt the flow of the conversation and also look pretty unprofessional. So you want to avoid that whenever possible. Also, it's the same kind of rules of etiquette. If you were speaking to someone in person, you know, you wouldn't keep interrupting over them while they were speaking to you, because that would actually be quite rude. Same thing goes for the Hangouts. Now, if you can't have a completely quiet environment for your Hangout, then there is actually the option to mute your microphone when you're not speaking, so that it won't pick up on any noise and you won't interrupt. If you're going to do that though, you must remember to unmute yourself when you do actually want to speak. The microphone thing is up on the right hand corner of the screen. So if you want to do that, that's one way of getting around it, but you know, a little respect during the Hangouts is the way to go. Also, another thing you probably want to consider is the lighting for each of your participants. Now, you need to have good lighting so that the video is shot nice and clear and the participants are easy to view. Obviously, you know, you're showing off in video, you actually want them to show up in the video. The best lighting that you can have is actually natural light. So if you can film so that you're face on to natural light from a window, then, you know, that is the best. If not, then good indoor lighting. But, you know, just make sure you're not lurking in the shadows if you want to give it a good look. But anyway, that's about all that I have time for today. We're running out of time, people. But if you do have any feedback about the things that I've mentioned in today's webinar, if you would like to make some comments, if you want to ask some questions, then, you know, give me a shout out. You can contact me via the forums during promo day. You can also contact me via the social media sites. So, you know, if you're on Twitter, just whack the hashtag PD13 on the end and I'll get that. You can find me on Twitter at Linsdell. So, you know, shoot me a message there. You can also message me via the Google Plus page for promo day, or the Facebook page for promo day. I'm going to be everywhere, so, you know, feel free to give me a shout out. We can also actually put a lot of this into practice today, because there's going to be lots of live Hangouts going on throughout the promo day event. So, you know, join in one of the book pimping sessions or hop on board to get interviewed. And then, you know, it's a quick video, so, you know, you don't have to stress about preparation and things. But it will give you the chance to actually put a lot of what you've learned today into practice and get a bit more familiar with this fantastic feature that Google has made available for us. So anyway, thank you very, very much for joining me. I hope you're enjoying the rest of promo day, and I'll catch you in the forums.